Welcome back to CS Banter. It's episode 9, and we've been having some issues. EK, lead us off with the Mariners issues.
Yeah. Purely from a Mariners standpoint, we've been having some issues with the platoon. What are they calling it? The piggyback.
Piggyback.
The pitching piggyback between Bryce Miller and Luis Castillo is how we're going to start off the show, because we actually had a text come in overnight from our anonymous text pipeline. I've got a text in here with a controversial take on the Bryce Miller, Luis Castillo piggyback situation, and I'm going to read it to you guys. Dear CS Banter editorial staff, everyone needs to stop being a expletive. Luis Castillo and Bryce Miller aren't solid enough options for a six-man rotation, and it saves some bullpen arms. Plus, it, parentheses, almost worked twice. You fellas buying or selling this take from our anonymous caller?
Sell now. I think that's ridiculous. Bryce Miller isn't a sixth starter in baseball. That's absurd. Bryce Miller had a sub-3 ERA 2 years ago when he was last healthy. He's finally healthy again, and he's throwing 98. Are we entertaining this?
All right, Zach disagrees emphatically.
Yeah, I'm going to get Zach on this one. If not a starter, maybe like the best middle reliever in baseball. Like, come on.
Guys, we can't just completely harp on this guy. Otherwise, no one's ever going to text into our texting machine ever again.
I'm not going to pat him on the back for a terrible take.
No, I don't agree. I think it's a pretty bad take. I think you got to go with your 5 best pitchers. I think right now those 5 best pitchers are in no particular order: Brian Wu, Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, Bryce Miller, and Emerson Hancock. I think Luis Castillo probably should be in the bullpen. We have a large enough sample size this season that he pretty clearly has been a step below the rest of the pitching staff. There's no true ace on the staff, but there's been a clear tier 1 and then a tier 2, and Castillo has been the next tier down. You got to go with your best 5. This isn't the best way to win baseball games, although it worked yesterday and almost did the previous game, but this isn't the best way to win games. You're trying to please everyone, and in turn you're pleasing no one.
Well, yeah, that's the problem. I mean, it's almost worked both times, but at what point is it not worth it? Like, the Luis Castillo coming off the mound yesterday was throwing shit in the clubhouse and on the bench, and I don't
I believe.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's not quite Jared Kelnick or anything, but it's the most emotional I think I've ever seen him, besides pumping his little fist after a strikeout. But Bryce Miller, after the game, is saying it's an uncomfortable situation for everyone, and just looked so pissed off after the first game when he got yanked. So, first start, you've got Miller, who's scoreless through 6, and gets yanked at like 80 pitches. Honestly, he's coming off an injury. It's fine. You've got Castillo, who goes 4 scoreless yesterday, gets yanked at 60 pitches, I think. Yeah, it's not what you want to do when your starter's having success out there. And I feel like the threat of like a rift in the clubhouse or anything is probably not worth it, honestly.
Yeah, if you're Bryce Miller, you're looking at it saying, I had a 2.94 ERA the last full healthy season I played. The biggest sin I committed was getting injured last season. This season you come back, you're pitching better than you ever have. So why should I be the odd man out? What have I done to not be one of the 5 men in this rotation? And if you're Castillo, you don't want to go 4 innings of scoreless ball and then get pulled after you've been a starting pitcher your entire career. So I don't know if I can think of another time in Mariners history where something has worked out so well on the surface, but has been so wholly unpopular. That's a challenge if someone could think of one, but
It's just like a tough spot because it feels like there's only one alternative, and it's trading a guy. Because at the end of the day, I feel like the big part of the or someone has to go to the bullpen. And who's that going to be? I feel like someone's going to get their feelings hurt there too, I guess. But because at the end of the day, if you're not piggybacking, someone has to go to the bullpen because, the 6-man is great, and sometimes it works, but we're sacrificing a bullpen arm. And especially when we've got guys hurt, and a 6-man doesn't really help out there. Like, say you get to the 6-man, and it's Bryce Miller, he's still only going part of the game because he's been hurt the entire year. You're using the bullpen just as much. You're maybe utilizing your starting arms not as much, but there's like this seems like the best option unless you're sending Bryce back to to be that middle reliever guy.
So you do agree with it?
No, put Castillo in the
So you
bullpen.
agree with the take?
I just think the guy's a dog. I think he has what it takes to be the best middle reliever. I mean, maybe it'd be great to have him. And obviously having him as a starter is awesome, and he's electric. But especially, he's the guy coming off the IL with the injury. I feel like it makes the most sense to put him back there. He's going to be less of a workhorse. They're going to be less confident in putting that much strain on his body. Yeah.
But do you want less innings and more value, as a starting pitcher, relatively, for a Bryce Miller that's showing 98, 99 on his fastball, that was our best pitcher in the postseason last year? Or do you want a Luis Castillo who's trotting out with a 5.8 ERA right now, even after yesterday, when he brought it down from around 6? I mean, it's an easy one to me. Luis Castillo with this $22 million contract going in the pen. And if you want to complain, you're making $22 million a year. You've been a starter on this Mariners team for as long as you've been traded, and you suck it up. You're playing a game and making $22 million.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, baseball is a business. If he got offered more by another team, he would take it. I'm saying I'm the manager today. I would put Castillo in the bullpen. Zach is saying he would put Castillo in the bullpen. I still honestly have no idea what Yuli is saying he would do.
I'm putting Bryce in the bullpen.
Putting Bryce in the bullpen.
Yeah.
So do you think Bryce Miller right now is a better pitcher than Luis Castillo?
Yes.
I think that Bryce Miller is better
than Luis Castillo? Yeah.
Yeah. But Bryce Miller goes to the bullpen?
Yeah. I mean, getting him out, starts from him would be great. I mean, it's not like you're completely losing his value. Now you got Gilbert going in a game, and you have Bryce moving him over to Munoz or Ferrer. It's still we're getting a lot of value out of him while also, keeping him healthy throughout the season. Because that's the biggest thing for me. It's I want this guy at the end of the year. And especially when we have our bullpen depth, maybe it's not at its best spot. I don't know. I just feel like it makes sense. Mm-hmm.
I don't know, Jim. This might be the first big disagreement we've had in 9 episodes in. I think you got to go with your 5 best pitchers if in the starting rotation. And if you're saying that Bryce Miller is one of your 5 best pitchers, which it sounds like you are, don't you want him in the starting rotation?
I feel like I'm just going to prove myself, though. No, I understand what you're saying, but I think it just makes the most sense. I'm prioritizing his health long term, and I think it's still going to be great for the team. I don't know. I just think he can play a really critical role in the pen, and we bring him back as a starter again next year when Castillo's most likely outro.
Would you want to re-sign with that team after you feel like you're pitching the best you've ever pitched and you were the best starting pitcher on a postseason run the year before, and then they put you in the bullpen?
If I won a World Series, yeah.
I mean, this is where I would stop you, EK. I don't think we should have the expectation that any of these guys get re-signed. Obviously, 1 or 2 of them will, I think. But the Mariners have proven that they can produce pitching talent so well that at some point getting into another heavy contract for a pitcher is just not desirable. I mean, look at the 2 big contracts they've handed out for pitchers over the last 5 years. Robbie Ray, we're still eating his contract right now, ostensibly, because we're paying down Haniger still. And then you sign Luis Castillo to the long term, which was definitely the right decision at the time, but we're stuck with 2 years left on that contract right now. And a vesting option, as our kind viewers pointed out in episode 2 when we were talking about the contract situation. So we have a whole nother year of Luis Castillo, which is obviously not a $24 million pitcher, whatever he's making right now. And when you have Kate Anderson in the wings, when you have Ryan Sloan in the wings, when you've proven that ability to produce starting talent at the pitcher position, say every 2 years, which is, it feels like the run that we're on right now, I don't know if you need to re-sign a Bryce Miller. I don't know if you need to re-sign a Logan Gilbert. Ideally for me, they re-sign 1 or 2 of them. So I would love to have Wu back, and I think Kirby's just going to be so consistent for the rest of his career with the control that I would love to get those two guys back. I would love to play out Bryce Miller's contract, or his ARB years. He has 3.5 years of control left. I mean, that's the other thing. Like, this guy's going to be cheap for the next 3.5 years. Exactly. So, I mean, you have a full staff right there. If you get Wu, if you get Kirby, the years of control of Bryce Miller, and then you have a couple years of Hancock left. You have Sloan waiting in the wings after Cade Anderson comes up. I mean, we'll be having this debate about piggyback starters for the next 3 years, whether you like it or not.
Put 8 guys in the starting rotation. Why not? Piggyback every night. I'm not super concerned with the re-signing right now. I think it's a business, and if they get the best offer from the Mariners, they'll re-sign with the Mariners. But I think right now, when you have ideally a World Series caliber team, you want to put all of your very good pitchers, I won't say superstar pitchers, but very good pitchers in a position to succeed. So if you go to a 6-man rotation, say, and you're Brian Wu or Logan Gilbert, and you're someone who wants to get a big contract, whether it's with the Mariners or someone else, having fewer starts is going to hurt you from doing that. And they might not make a run at the Cy Young this season, it's looking like. But when they're chasing those awards and they're chasing their strikeout counts or whatever it may be, just wanting to be the best version of themselves, having a 6-man rotation is not the best way to do it, and having a piggyback isn't either, in my opinion.
Yep, totally agree. Well, we it's a little more uncomfortable one, as Bryce Miller put it in his interview yesterday.
Yeah. But he was not happy.
No, he was not happy at all. Let's get into some more fun stuff. Well, Colt Emerson is up. We didn't put anything out about the big Colt Emerson call up, but he goes 4 for 4, which I found out from Yuli, looking through the scoreboard, trying to figure out who had 4 hits. Jared Kelnick, Shohei Ohtani. No, it's Colt Emerson, our new superstar, who's almost OPSing 1,000, which is awesome.
Jared Kelnick was more likely than Shohei Ohtani. Jared Kelnick
it was my first thought.
First person you name. Not Bobby Witt, not Julio Rodriguez, not Aaron Judge. Jared Kelnick, you go 4 for 4.
I'm going through the entire box score, and I'm just confused. I'm like, there's no Mariner that's 4 for 4. Clearly, I didn't look at the 9 spot, because why would I look at the 9 spot? And then I go through my head, and I'm like, Jared Kelnick? No, he was 0 for 3. Got DFA'd. Rip. Moment of prayer for Jared Kelnick.
I mean, Justin Smoke, maybe the Blue Jays re-signed him after 10 years after his retirement. Well, it's got to be. So it got to be. It couldn't be Colt Emerson, right?
But it was, and it looked good too. He went oppo on 2 of them. He showed some power. I mean, warning track power, but that's more power than we got from Leo Rivas all year.
We got the Kelnick mentions in. We got the Leo Rivas slander in. We're off to a good start with this episode. It was awesome to see. It was about as, I guess, subdued, I'd say, of a 4 for 4 as you could possibly have, in that the Mariners gave up 8 runs that game and lost. So I was kind of following it that day, and I wasn't really aware that he was 4 for 4 until afterwards either. But yeah, you love to see it. I mean, that's someone that's completely settled in at the plate, obviously, and it's just fun having him in the lineup every day, and just seeing how he's going to progress.
I just realized my take about the bullpen being empty is completely wrong. I think almost everyone is back except maybe like 2 guys.
Spire's off the IL today. Ferrer's back from paternity. Matt Brash is back from the IL as well.
Just forget anything I ever say on this thing. Like, I literally have no idea what's going on.
Well, I guess that's fine. I guess I'll put myself on blast a little bit too while we're on the topic of Colt Emerson. I was at that game that he made his debut, or his second game. Sorry, I went by myself. You guys already know what happened. I'm not proud of it. I stayed for his first 3 at-bats. I recorded all of them to, try to get some content. Colt Emerson's first base hit. He didn't do it. I left in the middle of the 7th inning. I had early next morning. I wanted to get out of there. I was by myself. And then as I'm walking back, I'm almost back at my place, and I'm getting all these texts like, Colt Emerson, Colt. I'm like, yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy he hit a home run, but come on, man. You couldn't have done that in one of your first 3 at-bats. So that's what I get for leaving early. Fair enough. Beating the traffic burned me that time. as I wasn't driving. Beating the light rail traffic burned me.
Imagine being at the next great MLB superstar, Colt Emerson's second game, and missing his first base hit and home run. That's tough.
Yeah, but I will, as this goes on, as the years go on, if he ends up being a superstar, I will absolutely say I was at his first career home run game, which is a factual statement.
Yeah. I remember I saw you caught the ball and gave it to him.
Yeah, I caught the ball, and then I actually gave it to a kid, because that's just the kind of guy I am. So, yeah.
Just a stand-up gentleman. Well, I feel like we're glazing over the fact that Colt Emerson going into that game was rocking a 130 batting average and I think like a 400 OPS. So do we think it's sustainable? I mean, we're still so early. He's like 9 games into his career.
Not glazing.
4 for 4?
Glazing. Not glazing. All I heard was 4 for 4.
Yeah.
And that brought his OPS up over 900, I think. So his early variation right now is still just, I mean, it's going to be crazy because he's 5 games in. I will say, that guy looks like a ball player out there. You know, he looks confident. He's a very smooth defender. He takes a good. I mean, what do I know, right? I can just say all this stuff, but it looks like he's taking a good approach up there. You know, the kid has really adjusted well.
It's like we got 2 Brendan Donovans now. Yeah.
2 Brendan Donovans. I sure hope his third base defense is better than Brendan Donovan's. Well, I hope his shortstop defense is better than Brendan Donovan's, because I think we're going to start seeing this guy in like a couple weeks at short. We've talked about JP's defense just going down the hill. I think on StatCast now he's a 3rd percentile defender in fielding run value, which is tough. But I mean, JP, we put out some content about it. He comes out and says that he wants to move over to 3rd if that's the move that the Mariners feel is best for the team to win. Obviously, it's the best move for the Mariners to win at this point. I mean, I didn't watch yesterday's game, but Fields a routine ground ball at short and just throws it off the camera to the side of Josh Naylor. It wasn't a hard play. It was a routine ground ball, and it just makes it nowhere near. I mean, he's just lost it, unfortunately. At this point, I don't even know if you put him at 3rd. He might be a DH.
We're at... Yeah, but... No. Yeah, he's a pretty bad defender.
True.
But you want your DH hitting 199 with a 650 OPS? I mean, his offense hasn't been good.
His underlying statistics are really good this year, though. I was seeing some stuff that he's actually producing, like, he's producing higher than he was in his 2023 season, just off, like, expected batting average on his...
Sperm count? Oh.
his vitals are all good.
Yeah.
His vitals are better than ever.
He's been avoiding the microplastics.
Well, he's looking real healthy out there, guys. Yeah. He's looking vibrant.
Got a new diet.
Those are the underlying statistics we're looking for. That's what StatCast won't show you.
The most vital team in baseball.
That's a lot of red.
Yeah. Hey, what can you say? If this guy's the best aux in baseball, you got to keep him there. I mean, if you like Kid Cudi, but yeah. I mean, you did save DK's life, so I mean, you saved your life.
I don't like Kid Cudi. That was a brutal 3 hours to sit through. I'm sorry.
Yeah, at least you give cherries down there.
I appreciate you guys getting me the ticket. It was a very nice thing to do, and I had fun going with you guys. But I'm not going back to a Kid Cudi concert.
I'll tell you what, Michael Penix saved my life.
Yeah.
Well, that's a whole other thing. But I thought we're putting Donovan at 3rd base. You get keep JP at shortstop, whatever. Donovan at 3rd base.
Where's Colt going?
Sorry. Emerson at 3rd. Colt's done. I've seen enough. No, Emerson at 3rd base, Donovan at left field, and Randy Land at DH.
And JP's still at short?
JP's still at short.
What? What? No, no, none of that.
So you're putting JP at third?
I'm putting JP at third, or I am DHing him at this point. I don't think that he can operate as a shortstop in Major League Baseball, and he's proven it for 2 years now. And you're just giving up runs at some point. And I saw a fair tweet this week that said the noticeable difference between, say, a 40 grade fielder at shortstop, which is probably what JP is right now, and a 60 grade fielder, which might even be a little generous for Colt Emerson. Yeah. It's not going to be a lot on like a 15 game sample size because there's just not that many plays that require a 60 grade fielder on a day-to-day basis. But when you're talking about 100 games left in the season, and when you're talking about the rest of his career, you get the right guy out there. I mean, like, what are we doing at this point? We know that JP's cooked at shortstop. We know that Colt Emerson is a better fielder. It's the same argument we're having earlier with we know that Bryce Miller's a better starting pitcher. Get the right people in the right positions to produce. And the fact that's my only problem that I have right now with the Mariners and with Dan Wilson is he's just not putting the right people in the right positions to produce. And it's not even controversial at this point. It's just glaring.
No, yeah. That's just it. I mean, call me old-fashioned. I think of designated hitter. I'm thinking Kyle Schwarber. I'm thinking Jose Canseco, Rafael Palmeiro. I'm thinking Mike Ford. I'm thinking Daeho Lee. Call me old-fashioned. I don't know. Maybe the microplastics have got to me, but when I think of DH, I'm not thinking JP Crawford.
You want your DH to be fat, don't you?
A little bit. It's recommended. It's not a prerequisite, but it'd be
Where's
nice.
Michael Morse when you need him?
Michael Morse.
Big dog.
Michael Morse, man.
Russell Branyan. Wow.
Yeah, we know ball.
Mike Sweeney.
I won't even bring up Michael Pineda since that one was too obvious, apparently, last week. Guys, there's still no one over 500 in the American League West.
Yeah, the A's were 500 until we knocked their asses out of it yesterday. So
the A's are currently 500.
What? Oh, man.
Yep.
Well, now I sound like an idiot.
Yeah, that's all right.
Well, if we sweep the A's, we're in first place in the AL West. And considering how the year has gone, and quick little interlude here, this Mariners team, Yuli, you were the first person to mention it, and you were really onto something. They're really not that enjoyable to watch right now. And it might be the doldrums of May baseball going into June. Weather's starting to turn up a little bit. I mean, I'm still watching almost every game that I'm home for, or that I'm at. So, I'm not sure how representative this is. But it's just not that fun to watch. I mean, you've got not necessarily clubhouse rifts, but you've got players complaining. You've got people who it just doesn't seem like they're really putting their all into anything. Randy's defense is very uninspiring. Work ethic-wise, how he's getting to the ball, just doesn't look right.
Wow.
You've got...
taking a shot at Randy's work ethic?
I think I might be out in left field. It's just, it doesn't look right when he's getting to the ball. It just looks like he's jogging there. We've talked about it before. Yeah. I mean, there's just a lot of things. You've got injuries that have taken out some of our favorite players. You've got Cal not producing, hitting the IL. You've got Jose Ferrer being awesome. Jose Ferrer, I love that guy. But besides that, Jose Ferrer is just putting this team on his back for the enjoyment level.
Let's not forget that Randy is like our best hitter right now.
Oh, he's awesome.
He has been killing it.
He's hitting over 300 and he's having the best year of his career.
Yeah, but if we're talking control the controllables, put in the effort, don't get caught out on the base paths, run after the ball, first step back, make the correct managerial decisions.
It sounds like you're talking to little Johnny out in the Little League All-Star
That's how
game.
it feels. That's how it feels. I mean, if Randy's going to be backpedaling, for a fly ball, then that's what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're right, Zach. I think it's a combination of, it's been a weird vibe really ever since that WBC handshake. It's just it felt like a weird vibe since March. And they're going to make the playoffs. I have very little doubts about that, and we'll get into it, and it's going to be awesome. But yeah, you don't have a Cal who's on a 60 home run tear. Frankly, even Julio, even though it felt like he had his best start ever, it hasn't really been statistically. He's been kind of just in that same very like pretty good solid range that he always is in at this stage of the season. So the Colt Emerson call up was exciting and gives you a spark, but yeah, you don't have any pitchers who are on an absolute tear. You have frustrations with the manager. It's been kind of just a meh sort of season.
It feels so similar to the 2023 season, coming off of the excitement of the playoffs, coming into a season where you think you're one of the favorites for the AL. And again, like I think you said this before, EK, there's still like second best odds to win the AL, which is absurd to me at this point. Just shows how bad the AL has been. But like it's just the vibe's off, the vibe's shot. And you say that you have full confidence that they'll make the playoffs. I still have good confidence that they're going to make the playoffs. But it's just one of those things, like, you know, I've been cursed with this team for so long. I've been, like, in the doldrums of baseball in May, in June, in July, and these losses keep ticking off, these one-run losses. A coworker of mine was saying today, like, God, they just keep losing these one-run games, and these losses are stacking up, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I mean, like, I can rip off, like, 5-6 games that we probably should have won pretty comfortably or, like, just let slip away. And that's the difference right now between AL favorite World Series contender and your middling Seattle Mariners that are still behind the West Sacramento Athletics in the standings.
Still rather be us than the Tigers right now, that's for sure. Speaking of which, we trading for Tarek Skubal, fellas?
No.
Absolutely not. Hear me out. What about we send Bryce or Mason Miller?
No. I don't want
to. Miller.
I don't want to get back on this reliever talk. Starting pitchers are so much more valuable. I mean, when you're talking about 160, 180 innings a year as opposed to, 60, 70 that Miller's going to get, well, maybe a little more than that, 60 to 80 that he'll get in a season, I just don't get it. And when I see people saying that he's, not Miller, that Mason Miller is going to get, not Bryce Miller, I see people talking about him as if he's a top 3 Cy Young favorite, and he's a closer. I mean, there's no shot. Like, they're putting him in the same sentence as Shohei Ohtani, who's rocking a sub-1 ERA as a starter, and his OPS is back over 850 right now. And they're putting in the same breath.
I mean, we are talking about... I mean, it's only happened once, right? It was like Trevor Hoffman or something. That
won the Cy Young as a reliever?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know if he ever did it. Dennis Eckersley did it back in the 80s.
Dennis Eckersley, was that it? Oh, okay.
You could be right.
If anyone wants to do it, it's gonna be this guy, to be honest. Like,
yeah. Well, a Cy Young and an MVP are a little different in my mind, but
MVP.
I heard you as MVP, so
I was talking about Cy Young. Absolutely not MVP. A closer as MVP would be actually crazy.
That's what I was reacting to.
Oh, okay. No.
You have to have such a good season for that to happen. I don't think he can blow a single save to be in that conversation, and he has, right? I'm pretty sure he blew one earlier this year.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how committed the Dodgers are to getting Shohei Ohtani a Cy Young, because right now it feels like the answer is not very committed, and they'd rather prioritize winning a third straight World Series, keeping him healthy at the plate and as an arm for the postseason. But I kind of want to see him chase that Cy Young.
How awesome would that be? Cy Young, MVP, get that OPS back over 900, hit like 40 bombs. We could say that there was a season that we were watching baseball that there was a 40 home run hitter with a sub 1.5 ERA, which is not out of the question right now. I mean, he's very much on pace.
I don't think he is. He's at 8 home runs. Yeah. He's at 8 home runs, but he could turn it up.
Oh God, that guy should have been in a Mariners jersey.
Which one?
How the heck do we let that guy get into an Angels jersey?
How the hell did he choose the Angels is still the
Yeah.
question that I've been wondering.
God, could you imagine being a Blue Jays fan during those Shohei sweepstakes when I forget what reporter it was that said Shohei was on a flight to Toronto and it ended up just being like he saw a Reddit post or something and wanted to be the first one to break it.
No, I was listening to the Jeff Passan podcast, and they actually did host him in Toronto. They had like a whole presentation ready for them. He came into the meeting with his interpreter, who I don't think was Ipe at this point. I think Ipe was already in jail. And he basically did a presentation to them. Like, they were so surprised that he came in like so thoroughly ready for how they want, like how he wants them to use them. And like part of me was came across as like maybe a little entitled, but who cares? I mean, it's Shohei Ohtani. He's the best player to ever exist. And he knows exactly what he wants to do. He's super prepared. He's kind of like the model athlete, honestly. And it's a little disappointing that he's maybe not the most enigmatic guy, like just reactions all over the place. But at the same time, like, he's way more enjoyable watching on the field than Mike Trout was. Mike Trout was just the milkiest player to ever exist. And Shohei does show some emotion. So it's cool that we're watching, again, who I think already is the greatest player of all time.
Yeah, that was about the biggest. That was right up there with LeBron's 2010 decision as the biggest free agency moment of our lifetime. By the time Brady signed with the Bucks, he ended up winning another Super Bowl, but at the time we thought that he was in the twilight of his career. So that was and then the Soto free agency cycle the following year too.
What about Arson Judge? Almost to this, almost to the Giants. That one was good too.
Well, that's just what happens when people would rather be first than be correct.
Absolutely. Well, I think we're at 30 minutes, so are you guys ready to wrap up, or a little more content for the people at home?
We'll wrap it up. I'll leave you with this. If the Mariners were in the NL Central right now, they'd be 3 games behind last place in the division. The Chicago Cubs are currently last place in the Central with a 29-26 record.
Well, that's a little sobering.
So God bless the AL West.
Amen. I love those Houston Astros.
Mm-hmm. All right. Good stuff, fellas. You got any closing thoughts, Yuli?
You want to apologize for your bullpen take, don't you?